Yoga means in your experience, everything has become one. The word yog means union. Modern science is proving to you the whole existence is just one energy. So, this sense of individuality is the basis of everything. All the crookedness, all the evil, all the violence is simply because this is me, that's somebody else, isn't it? When you experience everything as myself, then we say you're a yogi. What is human is not an established state. It is a possibility. It is not a fixed state. If this possibility has to be made use of, there is a whole system of understanding that needs to happen. Understanding the mechanics of how this life functions and what we can do with it. This mechanics, this technology, this science, we are referring to as yoga. I don't know what types of stuff you're doing, but my experience in United States, particularly in California, a lot of people believe yoga started in California. Yes. I met somebody who seriously believed it was Madonna who started yoga. Yes. So this mechanics of life, this is as simple as this. I'm sure almost all of you are carrying an instrument, some kind of electronic instrument, a phone at least. The more you know about this phone, the better you can use it. Is that so? Last year, the cell phone companies in India made a survey. India is the largest growing market for telecommunications right now. Every month we are adding about 5.5 million cell phones. Okay. In a year, about 60 million cell phones are being added to the service because everybody is having 3, 4, 5 these days. They made a survey. That's the second one, you haven't heard the first one. They made a survey and they found out that 97% of the people are using only 7% of the capabilities that are there in an ordinary phone. I'm not talking about the smartphone, I'm talking about the dumb phone. In the dumb phone, 97% of the people are using only 7% of its capabilities. So they were contemplating, if we remove 90% of the electronics, still most people will never know. And we can even give them a 500 rupee discount. They will be happy, we will be happy, Maybe they've already taken it off, we don't know. Only if you try to use all of them, all the functions, then you realize something is not working. So, in a little gadget, you're using only 7%. This is the gadget. Every damn gadget has come out of this. How much percentage do you think are you employing this gadget? Just make a guess. How much percentage? 2, 5? You're being very generous to yourself. It's well below 1%. Because for your survival process, to conduct your life in the material world, you do not even need 1% of what this is. This is capable of perceiving the whole cosmos. If you prepare it properly, if you hold it, this is like an antenna. If you hold it in the right position, it can just grasp everything in the existence. It is just that we are doing all kinds of things with it because right now, our whole perception of life is limited to the physical nature of the existence. Physical is like the peel of the fruit. it has no purpose of its own. In the sense, if you have a fruit, the moment you eat the fruit, the peel goes straight to the trash can, isn't it? The peel is only a package. Only because the fruit is valuable, package is important. Right now as you sit here, this body is very important. You have to feed this, you have to clothe this, you have to decorate this, you have to pamper this in so many ways. Tomorrow morning, that's something inside which you never experienced. If that goes away, nobody wants to have any business with this. Yes? Only because the fruit is inside, this peel has become very valuable. Now, yoga means not just about twisting your body, not about standing on your head, not about holding your breath. All these things a circus artist can do better than most yogis. Really? Yes or no? You don't think so? A circus artist can do far better than most yogis in terms of twisting the body, doing this, doing that, holding different positions. That is not the purpose of yoga. Unfortunately, if you utter the word yoga, people think you have to be in some impossible posture. Yoga is not about postures. It is just a minuscule aspect of yoga. Yoga means, in your experience, everything has become one. The word yog means union. What is the union? What can unite with what? As you sit here, your idea and your sense and your experience of who you are is very strong. You're here as an individual. But what the trees are exhaling right now, you're inhaling. What you're exhaling, the trees are inhaling. Or in other words, one half of your lung is hanging out there. Yes or no? This is not just in terms of breath. Today, modern physics is proving to you that as you sit here, every subatomic particle in your body is in constant transaction with everything else in the existence. If this transaction stops, you will cease to exist. So yoga means to know it by experience. Modern science is proving to you the whole existence is just one energy. The religions of the world have been screaming for a long time that God is everywhere. Whether you say God is everywhere or you say everything is one energy, are we talking about the same reality or a different reality? God is everywhere, everything is same energy. Are we talking about the same reality or a different reality? Same reality. It is just that a scientist has never experienced this. He has arrived at it through mathematical deductions. A religious person has not experienced it. He believes it because it's written somewhere or it's said by somebody. If you are a hard case that you are not willing to settle for deductions or belief systems, then you become a yogi. Yes, if you're a very hard nut, you want to know it yourself, then you become a yogi. You want to know the union of the existence, you want to know the oneness of what it is, not believing it. Like you experience the 5 fingers of your hand, if you can experience everything around you, then we say you're in yoga. So, you are experiencing everything, whatever you have known, only within yourself. In the very nature of things, you cannot experience what is here. You can only experience the way it happens within you. Or in other words, the fundamental seat of your experience is within you. If the entire human experience is being generated from within you, at least what happens from within you must happen the way you want it. Now, is this the goal of yoga? No. This is a small thing that you need to put aside, that your body and your mind are not an issue. They are stepping stones for bigger possibilities. But right now, people spend a lifetime trying to understand the tendencies of their own body and their mind. 60, 70 years of age, still you are struggling how to handle your thought and emotion. What to do with this? By the time you're 16, you should know how to handle your thought and emotion, but entire life goes how to handle your own thought and emotion. These are not curses, these are the greatest boons that you have, you can bloody think and feel. Yes or no? Aren't these the most wonderful things about a human being? You can think and feel, but this has become a huge problem. It took me some time to understand, people have concluded that stress is a part of their life. Stress is not a part of your life. It is just that you don't know how to handle your own thought and emotion, isn't it? You don't know how to handle your memory and your imagination. What is beautiful about a human being is, we can remember everything, we can project into future, we can create a world of our own the way we want it. If we want it, we can pull it down today and create another world tomorrow morning in our mind. Yes? Yes. But that's become the source of suffering for humanity. I hear every year 350 million people in Europe are on psychiatric medication. This is 39% of the population. So a society which has enjoyed generations of economic well-being, 39% of the people, if you withdraw a few pharmaceutical formulations, 39% will go crazy. You call this well-being, I'm asking you. But do you see entire world making a journey in this direction? In many ways, the entire world is trying to make a journey in the same direction of madness. Because the experience of life, as you sit here, the experience of life is not good enough. The world is moving towards chemicals to create experience. I'm not looking at this morally, I'm only talking about the efficiency of it. Sure, chemicals can cause experiences because all experiences within you is also a certain kind of chemistry. What you call as peace is one kind of chemistry, what you call as love is another kind of chemistry, joy is another kind of chemistry, anxiety is one kind of chemistry, madness is another kind of chemistry. There is a chemical basis to human experience, no question about that. Now there is a way to take charge of this, that you make yourself in this way that you are not an issue. If you are not an issue, you can handle any issue. Now the problem is you yourself a big issue. Everything, every gift that is been given to you, every faculty that's been given to you is a big issue. Your cerebral capability itself is a tremendous issue, isn't it? This is the greatest gift, but it's become an issue, it's become a problem. This is because there is no yoga. When I say there is no yoga, don't think I have to stand on my head, that's why it's not happening. No. No yoga means there is no union. You become too much of an individual. You started believing that you're an individual. Somebody thinks you're an individual, that's his problem. But you think I'm this, I'm a world by myself, then life will give you treatment. That's the treatment that is going on right now, suffering. As a generation of people, you are experiencing more comfort and convenience than any generation ever in the history of humanity. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
But whining like crazy because life is giving you treatment. It's giving you treatment because there is no yoga. The boundaries of who I am has become so rigid that life will tell you in its own way. We can do one simple experiment right now. Put these hands together with your eyes closed, just intensely rub these two hands together for a minute, like this. Just hold it apart by 4 inches. With your eyes closed, just hold these hands 4 inches apart. Something happening between the two hands? Okay. So this is the nature of your sensory body. If something effervescent happens in this, the sensory body will expand. You might have experienced this. You know why people are rubbing each other all the time? Because some sense of oneness. Yes, your sensory body expands and some sense of being beyond yourself. It doesn't last, that's a different thing, but at least there is some sense of unity in the thing. Now, the nature of the sensory body is such, if your energies are in an effervescent mode, then you will see sensory body will expand. Suppose your sensory body became as big as this hall, let's say, then you would experience all these people as a part of yourself. Because anything which is within the boundaries of your sensation, you always experience as myself. Suppose you experience this one and this one and this one and this one as yourself, then do I have to tell you, don't kill this one, don't harm this one, don't rob this one, don't torture this one? Do you need teaching? I'm asking, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, do you need teaching? You would not need any morality because your humanity is full-fledged. Your humanity is full-fledged means your sensory body expanded. Now you felt very clearly, by experience, as you am experiencing the material that I gathered from many places and made body out of it, and now I feel this is me. If you felt everything else is me, then we say you're in yoga. If your sensory body became as big as the cosmos, the entire universe you felt within yourself, then we say you're a yogi. I think we went too far with yoga. Because your idea of being individual is a very convoluted idea, because you can't exist for a moment as an individual by yourself, without the support of the entire structure, isn't it? The entire system is constantly working to just make you breathe and be alive here. So, this sense of individuality is the basis of everything. All the crookedness, all the evil, all the violence is simply because this is me, that's somebody else, isn't it? Yes, fundamentally, this is me, that's someone else, I don't care what that is. If I experience this is me, then nobody has to tell me how to be. Nobody has to teach me what I should do and what I should not do. If you experienced everything as myself, when you experience everything as myself, then we say you're a yogi. That's what being a yogi or being in yoga means, not just turning and twisting our bodies.